Hello, welcome to the Project Homeless Connect training video. I'm Jed Metzger from Nazareth College.
And I'm Leanne Charlesworth, also from Nazareth College. We're going to start off by providing you with a little bit of background about the concept of Project Homeless Connect. Homelessness has been described as a wicked problem and has been adopted as a grand challenge by the social work profession. The original Project Homeless Connect model developed in San Francisco, and this is the 7th year that Rochester has offered a Project Homeless Connect. The idea behind Project Homeless Connect is to provide one place and one day where guests can become connected to services in the most effective and efficient way possible. The idea is to help our guests avoid running around town, going to a variety of different locations, experiencing fragmented services. Instead, with your help, we hope to connect our guests to as many services as appropriate and possible in one day.
I think you should expect that it's going to be semi-controlled chaos. But I want you to know that everyone, like Leanne said, this is the 7th one. Everyone has worked, and this one is going to as well. We run on a model where everybody that comes in the door, it's free, open to the public, anybody can come, is a guest, and we are all hosts. So we work year-round to try to plan an event that will feel warm, welcoming, friendly, maybe a little different than the way services are often perceived by people that seek them. And that is by intention, that it should feel welcoming. And we're really hoping that you have a fantastic day. You may be voluntold to have to do it, but I'm hoping at the end of the day, you say to yourself, that was a worthwhile use of my time, and I did maybe help push the pile forward on homelessness in our community.
Project Homeless Connect is a data-driven event. There is data nationwide that suggests that this approach is effective. And also, every time we've held Project Homeless Connect in Rochester, we have collected data from our guests. Our feedback data indicates that the attitude of the volunteers is one of the most critically important aspects of the event. You being welcoming and warm and non-judgmental makes all the difference.
So what's going to happen is the people will come in the door. We're at the Blue Cross Arena. They're going to come in the door. The doors open at 8:30. The event runs 8:30 to 3 o'clock. There'll be students that have been trained to do some data collection. We use iPads. Very briefly, I'm going to match you as a host with one of the iPad people and one of our guests. You're going to listen to the conversation about how come they came today. And then once that data is done, and that goes by very quickly, 3-4 minutes probably, you're going to ask them, if they'd like some breakfast. We'll have a breakfast area set up, and you're going to start. The idea is to really make a friend. Get to know them, ask how their day is going, ask if they've been to Project Homelessness Connect before. Anything you can. Really, we want to lower the hierarchy between service providers and service recipients so it feels warm and connecting. So go have some breakfast together, talk to them, get to know them, tell them your name, all those things are okay. And then lead them into the main arena of the Blue Cross Arena, where the hockey games are played, where the circus is, that kind of thing. In there will be a lot of booths separated by, pipe and drape tables so that you can go, and they're clustered by type of service. There's medical services, there's legal services, there's shelter services, there's veteran services, there's mental health, there's identification services, there's a whole host of services. There's a booklet that you can read beforehand about the services so you are familiar with them. And what you want to try to do is start where they would be the need that they have identified as the most important, pressing for them for that day. So you've brought them in and you get them going. Some people are going to want you to stay with them for a long time. Other people, that's good enough. When they come in the door, they get a little passport, like a file card size thing. And we use that to monitor the services that people attend when they in the event, so that we know what is most useful and make sure that we're covering all our bases. When they complete the entrance survey at the front door, they get one check. Each time they stop at a table, they get another check. When they have 4 checks, they can go to the coat room and they can get a coat. We work really hard to make sure that there is a nice winter coat for every person that comes. This is not social control. Our aim is to connect people to the services they need so that they can get out of homelessness, but that there are some things like they have free lunch, there's a free coat, there's a number of things that they can get as well. But that's not the primary purpose. The primary purpose is to connect people to the services so that they can get themselves out of homelessness.
Whether you've been trained as a volunteer to do the interview when our guests first walk through the doors, or more likely you're being a host who will escort guests to the services that they need, it's important to remember that people coming to the Blue Cross Arena for Project Homeless Connect may be uncertain as to whether it was a good idea to come, and they may also not have any idea about the services that are available inside. So part of your job is to not only be non-judgmental and welcoming and friendly, but to also have knowledge about what the event is about and what services are there, and to be carefully engaging and assessing each individual and getting them to the services that they need as quickly as possible.
So you would stay with the person as long as they need, and then you can come back and get another person. So we'll have more guests. We have about 900 guests per year than we do volunteers. So it's important that you work quickly. Some people, like I say, won't want you for more than a minute. Other people will want you for a half an hour. You just sort of determine. Lunch is at 11. We ask that you keep working. There is lunch for you, but we ask that you not wait in line for lunch, if possible, that you keep getting people and then take a break and get some lunch. I want you to know that the event is safe. We have never had a safety problem. We have hired security in the building, at the front door, at the Department of Social Service, which can get jammed up, and in the coat room. If there's any problem, you can come and see us, but we've never had a safety concern, and we're not going to. The one tiny little issue is a couple of the people have seen this opportunity to be walked around by an attractive person, and they think this might be a dating service. So you need to use your good boundaries and just say, I'm so happy that you're here today, and I'm really happy to be working with you. This isn't a dating service, however.
You can use your first name to introduce yourself, and you can also identify yourself with your organization that you're representing, whether you're a student or a volunteer from another organization, but then just be mindful of maintaining boundaries as you walk your guests through services. A couple of other pieces of information to be aware of. We do gather feedback as guests are leaving, and we also gather feedback from volunteers. So if you have observations during the day and you know you'd like to share them with the planning committee, you will be receiving a feedback survey online, and guests will also be asked to provide feedback as they leave the Blue Cross Arena for the day. Some other important information about the day of Project Homeless Connect and your preparation. It's very important that you dress comfortably, wear sneakers or your other favorite shoes. You will absolutely be on your feet for the duration of the time that you volunteer. Also, try to minimize personal belongings. So if you bring keys and a cell phone and other essentials, maybe a snack and a bottle of water, it's very helpful if you can bring a small backpack and keep your items on your person throughout the day.
Yeah, or in your pocket. So it's the 14th of September. Hopefully it doesn't rain, so that you won't need a coat. You can just keep things in your pocket and keep it moving so that you are self-sufficient. The parking is, so we're at the Blue Cross Arena downtown. The main parking is in the Court Street garage. It's a circular garage 1 block from the arena. There's a small lot across the street. We really encourage carpooling. To come into the building to volunteer, it's very important that you come in through the loading dock on Court Street. So the Court Street's one of the two streets that goes over the Genesee River. It's on the south side. So you'll be coming in the back door. That way you can check in, you'll get your t-shirt, and you'd walk through the arena where all the service booths are to the front, and we would get you going.
If you have not already registered as a volunteer for the event, it is important that you register in advance so that we can adequately prepare t-shirts and other resources for our volunteers. Other than that, the most important thing to bring on September 14th is a positive attitude and a welcoming approach and smile. It does make all the difference for our guests.
We're here to help you, but I can't underscore enough what Leanne said. This is our day to carry, and our attitude is what will bring it. Maybe people deserve to have a positive experience with service providers, you know, and that's what we're aiming for. We just want to thank you so much for doing this. I hope it's a lot of fun. I hope it's personally meaningful for you.
If you have any questions about any of the information that we've provided, you can contact either one of us by email or phone.
Thanks. See you there.
Thank you.